Hello and welcome. This is Nationwide on the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. I am Fatima Umar Buba. Good to have you join us. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has launched a program designed to inculcate civic value and patriotism in the Nigerian society, especially by the use of indigenous languages as tools for communication. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Going by the acronym IYA, which stands for Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and all other languages in Nigeria, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the program would achieve several purposes.
It is homegrown, it will encourage the learning of indigenous languages, and it will promote the love of country and high civic values. Greatest assets are our young people, bright, creative, irrepressible. In technology, in music, and entertainment, we have proved that we are the future. Fortunately, that future is already here.
The Vice President observes that it's the duty of all Nigerians to make the country truly great, while urging Nigerians to strive towards defining Nigeria by its best. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo states that the country is gifted with some of the best people in the world.
This land of hardworking, resourceful, and decent people is also a nation where some corrupt politicians have looted the Commonwealth, where some parents encourage their children to cheat in examinations, where we have some 419 artists, some peddlers of hate, ritual killers, cultists, and all manner of other rascals. But so it is in other countries. The difference is that we sometimes allow ourselves to be defined by our worst and not our best. We must define ourselves and we must define our nation by the best that we have.
Minister of Information Lai Mohammed says the IYA initiative of using indigenous languages in the dissemination of educative programs was a step in the right direction.
We need to take patriotism and nationalism to the front burner of our national life now and more than ever before.
The Nigerian Television Authority, the National Orientation Agency, and a non-governmental organization are collaborating on the program.
This event is geared towards the reaffirmation of our identity as Nigerians and the reassertion of our unity as one country.
Sensitize Nigerians and make them aware of the significance of our national values.
Let us make haste to bring about that era when the Hausas, the Igbos, and the Yorubas will speak of Nigeria as one nation with one God and one destiny.
There were cultural displays and rendition of the Nigerian national anthem and recitation of the pledge in indigenous languages. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NT News.
Wazobia is a popular slogan that binds Nigeria, driving home her uniqueness and diversity. This has been further strengthened by a group of young people determined to keep alive the nation's founding fathers' vision of a prosperous and united Nigeria. Uche Umizu reports.
Nigeria with all my strength. Bautawa Nigeria da dukkan zuciyata. Ijike lile Nigeria oti. Láti sìn pẹ̀lú gbogbo agbára mi.
They're aged 6 to 14 but have a common purpose to drive home Nigeria's strength in her languages and unity in diversity.
Nigerians are very independent, very nice, very bold.
And I don't want Nigeria to be a divided country, so I just want to encourage everyone to be united.
With about 521 languages, Nigeria holds dear her national identity and spirit of patriotism, all of which are embedded in her national symbols, her pride. There are, however, setbacks that include hate speech, ignorance and nonchalant attitude to national identities and respect for nation building. This is the agenda for HIYA Nigeria, an acronym for Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and all Nigerian languages to sensitize Nigerians, especially at the grassroots.
To raise the consciousness of Nigerians to be active participants in the democratic, civic, and the political processes.
The reaffirmation and reassertion of our values, cultures, and other symbols is significant. We in NTA will do everything we can to make sure that this project goes from strength to strength.
The catch for Hear Nigeria is to penetrate the people through the power of indigenous languages. Uche Nwizu, NTA News.
In the meantime, mediators and conciliators in Nigeria have spoken of the need for alternative dispute resolution mechanism to be used in the controversies and disputes Nigeria is currently grappling with. This call was made in Abuja by officials of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators at a special fellowship course. Femi Okewu reports.
Mediation, arbitration and conciliation are all considered alternatives to litigation. But officials of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators have said that the ADR processes can also be used to resolve electoral, political, economic, social and industrial disputes, some of which Nigeria is currently facing now.
Our services are available. We have written to government and the parties that we can offer pro bono services to enable them resolve their disputes.
The government can actually use them because the word for conciliation is the person who is going to conciliate, because conciliation has become part of our arbitration law, the act. The person who is going to conciliate must be somebody who has no interest and somebody who is not a party to the conciliation.
Experts lament that the traditional African dispute resolution processes are fast being ignored in governance due to modernity.
With all our education, with all our sophistication, we still need to study mediation and conciliation as an appropriate method of resolving most conflicts.
The fellowship course is meant to impact on the participants the qualities of conflict resolution, part of which is to lessen destructive and unproductive fighting. In Abuja, Femi Okewu, NTA News.
And the National Association of Resident Doctors says it is convening a meeting to respond to the agreement reached with the federal government with a view to ending its ongoing strike. On Good Morning Abuja, Good Morning Nigeria this morning, the Deputy National Editor of the Association, Dr. Ige Kolawole, and the Director Hospital Services at the Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Balami, affirmed that the agreement reached addressed most of the grievances that led to the strike. Lydia Sampson has the report.
It's very high that the strike by National Association of Resident Doctors may soon be called off based on the agreements reached with the federal government. Good Morning Nigeria sought to know when this will happen.
And just like it was acknowledged in that meeting, the only body that can call off that strike is the National Executive Council of NAD. And the meeting that will call off that strike we hold either today or tomorrow.
However, in analyzing issues that led to the strike, the Director of Hospital Services at the Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Wapada Balami, explained that the challenges lies with implementation of past agreements by other tiers of government, while the residency program requires urgent review.
Just to appeal to my colleagues, the resident doctors, to consider the position put forward to them by government. I think government has acted in good spirit to agree on all the issues they brought forward. When they are going to have their meeting, let them look at their job as a job that saves life.
While the resident doctors insist that interns and other doctors not under residency training are entitled to all benefits, the Director of Health Services explained that such line of thought is a misnomer in the medical field, which is universal.
Resident doctor is a doctor that is undergoing residency training, one training or the other, in a teaching hospital or in a federal medical center or even in a state teaching hospital. that is below the rank of a consultant and a permanent medical officer.
Officers are interns. As of today, federal government has approved the central posting of house officers, and FEC has approved that. Government is making a lot of efforts to address the issue of doctors in this country. We do not subscribe to the concept that house officers belongs to resident doctors because they are interns.
While the arguments continue, Nigerians await the calling off of the strike sooner than later. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
Federal government and the Academic Staff Union of the universities last night held discussions, and Emmanuel Ayimiro has the details of the meeting.
The team agreed that funding must be made available for the revitalization of the university system. The quarterly payment of the 2009 agreement, which was stopped in 2014, is to continue this September by the government. Shortfall in salaries to be addressed, court judgment concerning staff school to be respected. Others include approval for the establishment of National University Pension Commission, implementation of an allowances and TSA.
We decided that there is an agreement for government to make some funds available in September and October to show that they are not repudiating the agreement and to also show a sign of good faith. However, because of inability of government to pay the required amount, which is 220 billion, a 7-man committee was proposed, and the ASUU leadership is expected to send in 3 nominees into this committee.
We discussed and we have reached agreement, and ASUU is going to consult with its principals and come back to government within a week.
Had very useful deliberations. Now we have some concrete proposals that we will take back to our members as part of our consultation.
A 7-member committee is expected to be constituted to actualize the aspirations of the 2013 Memorandum of Understanding without prejudice to the Babalakins Committee on the renegotiation of the 2009 federal government ASUU agreement. Emmanuel Ayimiro, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory is said to be a melting pot of all tribes, religion and ethnic groups in Nigeria, hence the need for the peaceful coexistence and unity amongst its inhabitants. It is in the light of this that a committee was inaugurated by the Abuja Municipal Area Council to promote national unity in Abuja. Habiba Oladipo has the details.
Abuja, the nation's capital, has over the years witnessed a huge influx of people from different corners of the country. But with the recent calls from some quarters for the disintegration of the country and the worrisome trend of hate speech, many believe it's time to take conscious efforts towards the promotion of peace.
We cannot have infrastructure if we are not united, if there is no peace. A big task that you will go into the nooks and crannies of the 12 political wards in Abuja Municipal Council to bring the people together to appreciate unity. But that goes with terms of reference.
The committee saddled with the responsibility of leading the campaign against hate speech, regional and religious sentiment is made up of credible men and women from different parts of Nigeria, residents in the FCT.
The committee is charged with that responsibility to make sure we install unity, we install peace, we install integration.
The Committee on National Unity is also expected to engage major stakeholders in the 12 political wards of Amak, including women and youth groups, traditional rulers, opinion and religious leaders, to preach the values of peace and unity as panacea for national development. In Abuja, Habiba Oladipo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has assured that the federal government will sustain and build on measures put in place to bring the country out of recession. The minister stated this in Abuja when he granted audience to editors of some broadcasting organizations. Anthony Forson reports.
Told the editors that the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration has consistently lived by the campaign promises which brought it into power and therefore will not be derailed by those who have consistently refused to recognize the achievements of the federal government.
Trying to downplay what has been achieved is nothing but bad politics. I know this good news of our emergence from recession has hit the naysayers very hard, but they should recover quickly and embrace the good news. But it can neither be denied nor wished away. Nigeria is out of recession.
The minister was emphatic about the commitment of the administration to reposition Nigeria for the overall interest of the entire citizenry.
Ensure that even when other areas of the economy were contracting, agriculture showed very, very good strength. And I'm very impressed, I'm rather very excited about the PIF, that is the Presidential Initiative on Fertilizers, because this is the first time in many years when, as a result of this intervention, farmers will be able to receive fertilizers well ahead of the planting season.
Convener of the group, Tijani Yusuf of Silverbird Television, assured the minister that they are ready to partner with the federal government and its quest to reposition the country, saying they will strive to check the trending of hate speech and fake news on their platforms.
They are core professionals, and I want to assure you that we are not hate speech promoter.
In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Appreciating arts and crafts as well as providing the necessary infrastructure that will facilitate the utilization of such endowment for development was the focus of Good Morning Nigeria this Friday. Discussants agreed that the African Arts and Crafts Expo holding in Abuja provides a platform to make arts and craft the next oil. Lydia Sampson has the report.
The era of economic diversification, the need to leverage on arts, crafts, culture and creative industry becomes necessary. The benefits are enormous, as seen from ongoing African Arts and Craft Expo, where about 800 million naira is said to have been realized from patronage of arts and crafts on display.
In this expo alone, we're looking at about 800 million exchange hands. And most of the countries coming, we stay in our hotels, we eat our food, transportation, etc. So we're opening up a big market. For the first time also, we have a bureau de change right there at the expo.
Other guests believe that the time to pay attention to Africa's heritage and civilization is now, when the creative sector is providing alternative means of livelihood to many, particularly youths.
The value chain is not only the arts and craft men. Other people are benefiting from a platform like this. So people now have the opportunity, from the various states, because NCAC is like a rallying point, galvanizing the efforts of the various states to come and project what they have.
In terms of my takeaway lessons, the training that is taking place at the expo ground, I've seen it. I've also seen the social responsibility aspects, where people come for free eye tests, dental care, and other checkups.
The guests who called for greater enlightenment about arts and craft also commended the National Council for Arts and Culture for taking the African Arts and Craft Expo to another level by bringing in more stakeholders. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Many thanks, Lydia. It's now time for us to join Lagos as Ademola brings us to speed on Lagos Airport Road and other stories making headlines. Good to see you, Ademola.
Good to see you too, Fatima. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Lagos. Regular physical activity is one major way to reducing non-communicable diseases like hypertension, stroke, and cardiovascular diseases. This was emphasized at a forum organized by the Physiotherapy Department of the National Orthopedic Hospital, Igbobi, to mark the 2017 World Physiotherapy Day. Joy Ken Abakboya has the details.
Medical statistics show that physical inactivity is the fourth leading risk factor responsible for 60% deaths globally. The 2017 World Physiotherapy Day, tagged Physical Activity for Life, is therefore geared towards educating the public on the many benefits of physical exercise.
Movements and exercise actually help so much in improving the quality of life. From research findings, we've discovered that this has reduced the risk of having these diseases by most of them between 20 to 38%.
We encourage people to move with every opportunity they have.
Experts at this forum emphasize that the role of a physiotherapist is to promote health holistically through deliberate body movements and specific exercises, consequently restoring lost functionality. They listed high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and coronary heart diseases as some health issues that could arise from physical inactivity.
It's very important to stay healthy. We need to stay physically active. We should reduce our sedentary lifestyle.
The experts advised Nigerians to engage in frequent workouts to reduce the risk of hospital visitations. The World Physiotherapy Day is marked on the 8th of September every year to raise awareness on the significance of physiotherapists to the overall well-being of individuals. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakboya, NTN News.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has announced that the ongoing reconstruction and expansion of Airport Road into 10 lanes will also include 2 flyovers and 3 pedestrian bridges. The governor made this known at a meeting with stakeholders in the axis to solicit their support and cooperation as construction commenced on the project. Nosa Osula reports.
Had earlier stated that the poor state of the road is not acceptable for the status of the state as the 5th largest economy in Africa and the nation's commercial hub. Governor Ambode, who was represented by the Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Adebowale Akinsonya, said that the state government took it upon itself to undertake the reconstruction of the road, being one of the busiest roads in the state, with vehicular volumes average of 50,000 vehicles daily.
There are bound to be some inconveniences during the construction period, but measures have been put in place to mitigate the impact. We therefore solicit your cooperation, support, and understanding.
Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly urged residents and motorists to cooperate with the state government while the construction would last, saying that the intention was to transform the area.
In terms of economy, the community will benefit from it. Also, the nation as well will benefit from it.
The primary objective of the stakeholders meeting is to sensitize people of the area about the projects. In Lagos, Nosa Osula, NTA News.
And that does it from Lagos. It's back to you, Fatima, for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Ademola. Top notches of governing All Progressives Congress have been reacting to the comments attributed to the Women Affairs Minister Aisha Jummai Al-Hassan in respect of her loyalty and interest regarding the 2019 elections. The latest is from the Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who described her vituperation as normal and expected.
Was never in the Buhari camp. She did not support our candidates during the national convention. She did not vote for Buhari during the primaries. But out of the largeness of the president's heart and to encourage women in politics, and he felt that even though she was never a supporter of his politics or what he believes in or his ideology, he still believed that to encourage women in politics and what she has tried to do in Taraba, he felt that she earned being nominated as a minister. Many people in the Buhari camp did not support it, but he overrode everybody because that's how he is. He tries to be inclusive. He tries to consider every Nigerian his own son or daughter. What is primary for him is Nigeria's progress and how well the government is doing and what everyone is contributing. That's what matters ultimately.
Do you think she should be retained in the cabinet?
It is the president's prerogative. Look, you can retain a person in the cabinet even if he doesn't support you, if he adds value to the country.
Governor El-Rufai, who had an audience with President, dismissed rumors being peddled in some quarters regarding his presidential ambition, describing them as baseless and mischievous.
19 is concerned, my position is the president is looking very well. He is recuperating very fast. He's recovering. And my hope and prayer is that he will contest in 2019 and everything that our group is doing. And we have a group. We have a group of Buharists amongst governors, ministers. Our group wants to ensure that President Buhari runs in 2019. And if he chooses not to run, he will tell us which direction to go and we'll go. We are Buharists. We don't have any personal ambition. We don't have any personal aspiration. And we are waiting for him to decide. And every political effort we are making, every structure we are creating is towards that end.
The governor said the APC Committee on True Federalism, which he chairs, is working assiduously towards meeting the expectations of the nation's majority on the unity, stability and development of the country. Moving on now, Nigeria has found a willing partner in Israel in her bid to tackle water and environmental challenges in the country. The Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, while receiving a delegation from the Israeli embassy, reiterated Nigeria's commitment to improving water and sanitation. Timothy Yusuf has the details.
Saying water is life underscores the importance of water to human existence. That explains the importance being attached to water management across the globe. Like most developing countries, Nigeria has been grappling with water management and has recently come up with a roadmap to address these challenges. One country that is a success story in water management is Israel. That country's ambassador to Nigeria, Guy Feldman, while on a visit to the Ministry of Water Resources, offered to assist Nigeria to manage her water resources and environmental challenges.
But how do you get water into the pipe? How do you manage that? How do you reuse it? What about the people drinking? Urban areas don't lose the water. Israel is, as the minister said rightly, we are losing just 2% of the water all over the place. We are here just to be friends and to do with you whatever you need to follow up to the middle of the century when Nigeria will be the third largest country in the world.
Nigeria's Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, welcomed the development and expressed Nigeria's willingness to take advantage of Israeli expertise to change narratives on water and sanitation in the country.
It's part of one of my aspirations as minister is to popularize drip irrigation in Nigeria. And for us to be able to do that, we need to get the economy of scale so that the cost can be affordable to farmers. Because we talk so much about having more than enough water per capita. Now, we're not using it well, and our population is rising, and probably there is no better time than now to be able to bring the concept of, conserving our water.
The partnership is expected to commence later this month at the biennial Water Technology and Environmental Control Exhibition and Conference scheduled for Israel. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
The House of Representatives has advised oil and gas exploration companies to always find a way of adopting the principle of corporate social responsibility in relating with host communities. This advice came when the House Committee on Environment and Habitats received 2 petitions against Eroton Exploration and Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
that Aeroton Exploration Company took over flowline oil wells and other facilities from Shell Petroleum Development Company without replacing or maintaining aged pipelines before commencing operations at Iloma-Toru community in Borno local government area of Rivers State, which resulted to massive crude oil spillage on the 24th and 26th December 2016. And a petition against Shell Petroleum Development Company and Department of Petroleum Resources by one Barnabas Nna of Geo Community on trespass, unwarranted deployment of technology pilot tests on his land without consultation.
They must find a middle ground to work together. The nature is exploratory in nature, and at the end of the day, of course, they make money from it.
Of that 2013 that they did that thing, my family and me are in a very critical condition that this spill we are dwelling on is not a one-off situation.
Representative of Aeroton and Shell companies said, as responsible corporate entities, they will always cultivate an atmosphere of growth and cordiality between them and their host communities.
On that night of 24th, once that thing happened, the following day, the moment we were able to trace the issue, that is a problem, we deployed our booms.
We were trying to assist in the cleanup, and that's why they're called pilot tests. So it's not like spill from any Shell operations.
Members of the committee resolved that they will visit the communities and see what they are doing and report back their recommendations. From the National Assembly, Ifeanyi Izumba, NT News.
It's now time for us to join Salamatu in Sokoto for an update on the federal government's homegrown school feeding program. Salamatu, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. Good to see you. Good afternoon and welcome to Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate. A professor of pathology, Professor Abdul Mumin Hassan Rafindadi, has called for robust synergy between radiologists to improve healthcare delivery in line with global best practices in Nigeria. He was speaking at the maiden scientific conference of the Association of Radiologists in Nigeria held in Sokoto. Shehu Muhammad Datti completes the report.
The maiden scientific conference, which brought together radiologists and other healthcare givers from across Nigeria, has the theme Radiological Correlation of Diseases in Contemporary Medical Practice. Declaring the conference open, Sokoto State Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol, represented by his Chief of Staff Mukhtar Mogori, said government is doing everything possible to reduce medical tourism by providing state-of-the-art equipment in all the hospitals in the state. President Association of Radiologists in Nigeria, Dr. Olatunji Olabumi, said the scientific conference is aimed at discussing the challenges of radiology in Nigeria and possible solutions. The president explained that the conference will also focus on the role of imaging in management of cancer and an overview of the state of radiotherapy, nuclear medicine in Nigeria, among others. In a keynote lecture, Professor of Pathology, Professor Abdulmumin Hassan Rafindadi of Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital Zaria said there is the need for harmonious correlation between radiology and pathologists in the nation's hospital to address challenges bedeviling the healthcare system. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
Zamfara State Office of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program has flagged off the distribution of 350,000 plastic bowls to primary pupils across the state. The distribution, performed by Secretary to the State Government, Professor Abdullahi Muhammad Shinkafi, was received by education secretaries from 14 local government areas of the state on behalf of the pupils. Haliru Muhammad Umar has more.
Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who commended traditional rulers for their contribution in the maintenance of security and peaceful coexistence among the populace, said despite the peace enjoyed in the state, there is the need to organize such meetings to strengthen some areas of security challenges. Governor Bagudu pointed out that the meeting will be a reminder to the public on the importance of security and being vigilant at all times. The governor added that everybody is a stakeholder on security matters, and government alone cannot maintain it without the public help. The governor similarly announced that the state government will establish security trust fund to address some financial obstacles in funding security in the state. the state government is making moves towards reforming penal code system in the state to enable it to address some security issues. The Emir of Gondu, Alhaji Muhammadu Ilyasu Bashar, emphasized the need to establish local government security committees and the reenactment of payment of poll tax to ensure security at the grassroots level. In Birnin Kebbi, Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Unreserved apology. That report is from Zamfara, not Birnin Kebbi. That wraps it up from Sokoto. Over to Fatima for the rest of News Nationwide. Over to you, Fatih.
Thank you very much, Salamatu. For the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, to maintain its position through quality television broadcasting, investment in the state-of-art broadcasting equipment for efficiency becomes imperative. The Director General, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, made the assertion in a message with members of Hotspots Media Group. Musa Abubakar reports.
Like every other profession, broadcasting has evolved over the years with the emergence and development of new technologies designed to promote efficiency and widen broadcasting landscape. Live View is the latest broadcasting technology driving live video revolution, providing live video streaming for television, mobile, online and social media. The competitive advantage of Live View is what Hotspot Media Group seeks to acquaint the management of NTA. The Director General of the NTA, represented by Executive Director Marketing, Salihu Dembos, said the NTA is committed to take advantage of technologies that will boost its outreach and give it competitive edge.
Trying to inject new ideas. We want to get back our viewers, and also to reassure our business partners too that the doors of NTA are open for ideas.
Gone are the days where pretty much everybody would sit in front of a TV. So it's rather now getting access, data access on phones. And
you can put in a car, driving down to the airport, you can go live. Even driving from one country to another, if you've got data roaming, it stays live all the time. And that's
the technology is set to provide a seamless broadband channel for live video transmission and is cost effective. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
And the leadership of the 19 northern states and FCT of the Christian Association of Nigeria has identified with President Muhammadu Buhari's belief in the indivisibility of Nigeria. This was the position at a one-day summit of the association in Abuja. Lydia Basi was there and now reports.
Return of President Muhammadu Buhari from medical vacation abroad and his speech to Nigerians thereafter on pressing national issues like unity and security was described by the chairman of the association, Reverend Yakubu Pam, as a message of hope and an assurance of the president's uncompromising stand on national peace, development and unity.
These leaders in this summit today believe in the unity of this country. We therefore call on security agency that they should ensure that Nigerians have the security of living wherever they are. The power of value. When you place value on people, you will prepare well for them and you will lead them well.
The objective of the summit is to give direction to the church and advice through dialogue with the leadership of the country to promote positive national growth.
We must be agitators for peace. We cannot afford as Christians to insinuate any other thing apart from peace.
CAN started in 1948 as Northern Christian Forum. It was formally registered as Christian Association of Northern Nigeria in 1974 and became the umbrella body for Nigerian Christians in 1975. Lydia Basi, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. and you're watching NTA Nationwide. We now pause for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There is no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Dear Nigerians, let's safeguard our lives and properties against flood. Did you know that flood is a natural or man-made disaster that has affected thousands, with many lives lost and properties damaged? Change begins with you and me. Do not build houses along waterways and flood-prone areas. If you live around flood-prone areas, please start considering relocating to avoid losses. Avoid dumping of refuse in gutter and water channels. Frequently clear your drainages and waterways. Always listen to weather forecast on television and radio. Adhere and take seriously early warning alerts from relevant authorities. And in case of emergency, call 0800-2255-6362. Remember, disaster management is everybody's business. This message is from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. NEMA, for the sake of the distressed.
The third quarter conference of the Conference of the Alumni Association of Nigerian Universities is scheduled to hold on Saturday, 9th September 2017 at the Base University, Abuja. The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Hajia Aisha Jumei Al-Hassan, will deliver the keynote address with title, The Imperative of Alumni Associations in Advancing University Education in Nigeria. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council of Base University, Abuja, Senator Dr. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, PhD, will be the chief host. 2 delegates, each from the federal, state, and privately owned alumni associations, are expected to attend. Professor Ahmed T. Mora, Wakali Magadin Zazao, National Chairman, Kanu, and National President, Ahmed Bello University Alumni Association, announcer.
The health delivery profession is one of the most abused professions in the world, especially in our part of the world.
We be doctor.
Everybody is a doctor. Everybody is a pharmacist who peddles and prescribes drugs, herbal remedies, and treatment procedures.
It dey cure HIV, it dey cure AIDS, it dey cure curiosity, it dey cure anger.
What type of drug cures all these ailments?
Alas, some sanity needs to be achieved before we completely go over the ledge. Your rib-cracking comedy, Professor John Boo, takes a satirical look at this ugly trend this week in the episode titled Street Doctor.
Prepare some rice and pepper soup for him and ensure he eats it. If he fails, shove it down his throat if you have to. Over and out.
Brought to you by Glow,
the largest data network. Glow Unlimited.
It's great to watch your favorite family shows, blockbuster movies, documentaries, and cartoons on StarTimes Combo Decoder. Actually, it's mind-blowing when you watch them in full HD. Come rain, come sunshine, StarTimes Combo Decoder guarantees an uninterrupted viewing experience. With the new StarTimes Combo Decoder, you can watch over 120 channels for as low as 5,900 Naira. Get the StarTimes Combo Decoder today and enjoy great entertainment for the entire family. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
NTA Television College, Jos, invites engineers for an intensive workshop on principles of earthing and generator operations and maintenance. The course is slated for Monday, 11th September to 6th October 2017 at the college premises, Rayfield, Jos, Plateau State. The cost for the workshop is 80,000 naira per participant, accommodation inclusive. Take advantage of this opportunity to hone your skills in earthing, generator operations and maintenance. For more information, contact the Deputy Director, Engineering on 0813-766-4277 or Head of Marketing Department on 0806-002-2926. NTA Television College, enhancing your knowledge and skills. Management Announcer.
Reorganized, trained, and fully equipped, we are the new improved Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime. We bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
Can the former Dutch footballer Ronald Koeman steer the Toffees to victory against the former Argentine defender Mauricio Pochettino's lily-white Spurs? The world's most wanted league, Everton versus Spurs, Saturday 9 September on Kwese Free Sports for the fan.
The lives of our royal fathers as custodians of cultures and tradition are exemplary, and their roles in achieving a stable and prosperous Nigeria is key. Our policies x-rays the lives and times of our royal fathers and their domains. It is revealing and inspiring. Coming on NTA International. Keep a date with us.
Good to have you back on Nationwide. Impact of foreign direct investment on Nigeria's economy. Let's hook up with Kemi at our Ibadan Network Center. Kemi, it's over to you.
Thank you, Fatima. Good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. Government at all levels have been advised to formulate policies that will attract foreign direct investment to promote economic prosperity and growth in the country. This was the subject of discourse at the Nigerian Institute of Social and Economic Research, NISA, in Ibadan. Shala Wahid has details.
Speaking on the topic, response of foreign direct investment to government policies in Nigeria, the guest lecturer, Shadita, explained that the recent global financial crisis has necessitated the need to explore foreign investment inflows into the country. She said good policies aimed at rejuvenating non-oil exports are capable of stimulating the overall growth of the Nigerian economy.
We need to take on the policies that will make us gain from this.
The Director General, NISA, Dr. Fulani Badebo-Smith, who was represented, observed that corruption and security challenges always have negative effects on attracting businesses to the country.
FDI, they can use it as a tool for stimulating economic growth as well as creating jobs and other associated benefits.
Participants at the seminar recommended strict law enforcement efforts to fight corruption and ensure corporate governance compliance. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
For Nigeria to compete favorably with her counterparts across the globe, issue on hygiene and standardization must be tackled without reservation. This came to the fore at a public lecture on food safety organized by the Federal Ministry of Health in Ilorin. Deborah Bola reports.
Statistics by the World Health Organization reveals that 1 out of 10 persons took ill every year from eating contaminated food, with about 420,000 deaths. The national expert on food safety, UNIDO, Mr. John Tenishe, in his lecture, identified cross-contamination from one product to the other, improper handling of food from farm to table, as causes of food poisoning and foodborne diseases.
Our products must compete
both safety and quality with other products so that we too can sell our products outside the source of our country.
Other speakers, including the representative of the Minister of Health, Anthony Opara, called for proper coordination between stakeholders from health, agriculture and environment sector towards ensuring universal acceptability of made-in-Nigerian products. The Committee on Food Safety and Food Security, Federal Ministry of Health, had earlier paid a courtesy visit to the Kwara State Governor, Alhaji Abdul Fattah Ahmed, to imitate him on the sensitization drive. Deborah Agbola, NTA News.
Igbaja indigenes have been commended for their commitment towards the development of their town through the annual festival which brings them together from home and those in the diaspora. Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, made the remark at this year's celebration held at the hometown in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State. Aisha Abubakar Yahaya has the details.
Igbaja Day celebration is always held every 2 years at the community's town hall with the aim of bringing sons and daughters of Igbaja land, including those in the diaspora, together to deliberate on how to move the community forward. The representative of the Kwara State Governor, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, described the celebration as a welcome idea, stressing that it promotes love and unity, which the present administration is clamoring for. The Minister of Information and Culture, represented by the General Manager, Nigerian Television Authority, Lorin, explained that the impact of communities' well-being in the development of a nation cannot be overemphasized, and as such, harmonious relationships should always be considered at all times. The NSA of Igbaja land, Alhaji Ahmed Awuni Babalola Arepo III, and Jabumolu of Igbomina land, Alhaji Abdurrahim Oladimeji, both implored Igbaja indigenes to always think of how to develop their community. In Ilorin, Aisha Abubakar Yahaya, NTA News.
That's it from Ibadan. Fatima, it's back to you.
Thank you very much, Kemi. Kaduna State government goes tough on street begging as we join Abdullahi for this and more. Abdullahi, it's over to you.
Thanks for joining us in Kaduna. Fatima, former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Dr. Tony Radia, has cautioned media practitioners to eschew hate speech, false mismanagement of information for the unity of the country. He made the call during the 4th annual conference of the communication scholars and professionals in Nigeria held in Kano. Awal Sals will report that the theme of this year's conference is communications, governance and development.
The 4th annual conference of the association brought together communication experts from within and outside the country. Former Director General of Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Dr. Tony Iradia, urged the conference to address key issues of sectionalism and ethno-religious affiliations that are threats to national unity.
I hope the conference will teach our students news for action. News for action. Because once there is news for action, people will find it difficult to be doing other things. We will now be developing.
Professor Abdullah Isile in his paper presentation tagged The Political Economy of Mass Communication and the Politics of Political Communication in Nigeria said it is time for stakeholders to play key roles in the development of democratic practices. He expressed dismay at the way and manner some foreign news agencies and local media organizations still instigate information regarding religious differences.
The Nigerian state was never presented to the populace in the context of this objective reality. Instead, what was presented to the people was an image of a modern state, which is a nation, which is a national institution.
Highlight of the occasion was a book launch and award presentation to the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Lai Mohammed, Professor Jibril Aminu and other communication experts across the country.
As a government, we will act within the laws of the land to stem the tide of hate speech, fake news and disinformation.
action in the interest of our nation.
The conference was organized by the Faculty of Communications, Bayero University, Kano. In Kano, Anwar Salisu, NTA News.
And now to sports. As the 2016-2017 season of